Good, happy Saturday evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Saturday evening edition of Good Evening, New Hampshire. Leap year evening, everyone. Is Saturday, February 29, 2020. Let's begin this Saturday evening edition of Good Evening, New Hampshire. We're going to kick off with your news. We're going to start off with local news first. In local news tonight, troopers say slow down at the toll plazas. Plea follow deadly crash at Hooksett tolls. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
You fellas as pumped as me about the Honda President's Day sales event?
A charged Subaru Forester came to a rest upside down in this early morning crash in Hooksett Friday. The vehicle had burst into flames after hitting the southbound toll plaza. The driver was killed, and a toll worker was inside the booth at the time, but he was fortunately not injured. While state police investigate what caused that crash, multiple other toll crashes have been reported in recent years.
We've had probably about 3 to 4 crashes over the last probably 2 to 3 years or so within the toll plazas themselves.
Including this deadly crash at the Dover tolls in December of 2018. A 39-year-old lost control of his car and crashed into a concrete barrier where a toll worker rushed to try and help, but it was too late. And Bedford tolls on the Everett have seen deadly crashes as well, including this one in March of 2018, where investigators thought the driver tried to switch lanes quickly before crashing. And this crash also in Bedford in 2017, where state police say speed played a role. At the end of the day, troopers like Sergeant Greg DeLuca say they just want everyone to get home safely.
There's concrete barriers. The lanes seem smaller, so people need to slow down and really adhere to those 25 miles an hour within the tolls just to protect themselves, their vehicles, and people working inside those tolls.
And meantime, tonight, state police have still not identified the victim involved in this morning's deadly crash. Live in Hooksett, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very important to slow down when driving, even approaching those toll booths, everyone. Follow the speed limit. Very important to do so. And let's switch gears now. Let's go into national news. In national news, U.S. signing a historic deal with the Taliban. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Well, America's longest war may finally be nearing an end. The U.S. signing a historic deal with the Taliban that could allow for the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan. ABC's Julia McFarland is in London with those details. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning, Eva. That's right. The signing ceremony took place earlier this morning, and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was there in the Qatari capital of Doha to oversee the formalities. The agreement establishes a timetable for the phased withdrawal of U.S. troops in exchange for guarantees from the Taliban not to allow groups, including al-Qaeda, to operate in their territory. Initially, U.S. troops will be reduced to just over 8,000. That's down from their current number of 13,000 stationed in the country, and we can expect that to happen over the coming weeks. Now, this agreement does not mark the end of the conflict, but it is hoped that with this deal, it can finally pave a way for a lasting peace. Remember, the U.S. has spent $750 billion on this war, and tens of thousands of lives have been lost, including some 2,300 American soldiers in its 18-year history. Whit?
All right, Julia McFarland, for us, a pivotal day. Thank you so much.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. A historic day there. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather. And weather, your weather right now is fair, 26 degrees. And here's a look at that hourly forecast for you this evening. 6 p.m. partly cloudy, 25 degrees. 7 p.m. mostly clear, 24 degrees. 8 p.m. mostly clear, 23 degrees. 9 p.m. clear, 22 degrees. 10 p.m. clear, 22 degrees. And 11 p.m. clear, 21 degrees. And weather for tonight. Some clouds this evening will give way to mainly clear skies overnight. Low 14 degrees. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into sports. In sports, the Boston Bruins, they played earlier today. And let's take a look at the final score from their game today. And here's a look at that final score from the Boston Bruins game earlier today. And the Boston Bruins, they won the game. Congratulations, Boston Bruins. The next game is Tuesday evening at 7:30 p.m. against the Lightning. And tonight, the Boston Celtics, they play tonight. And they play against Houston Rockets at 8:30 p.m. tonight. And you can watch the game on ABC. Let's go, Boston Celtics. And also, UNH hockey, men's hockey, they play tonight in Durham, New Hampshire at 7 p.m. against number 12, UMass Lowell. That is tonight at 7 p.m. in Durham. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into New Hampshire life. Let's take a look at your evening event calendar around New Hampshire and in New Hampshire. February Farm to Table Dinner, 5:30 p.m. at Albana. Owl Connection, learn about and hold an owl, 6 p.m. at Animal Adventure Rescue and Family Zoo. The Vinged Moonless, Concord, New Hampshire, 6 p.m. at Concord Ukraine Universalist Church. Live music with the Honeybees at Jupiter Hall, 6 p.m. in Jupiter Hall. Murder Mystery, 6:30 p.m. at the Governor's Inn in Rochester, New Hampshire. Rustic Rock and Home Shutter Workshop, 6:30 p.m. the Canvas Road Show. Open on Main Street, 7 p.m. Main Street United Methodist Church. Live music with Eric Grant, 7 p.m. at Patrick's Pub and Eatery. The Importance of Being Earnest, 7:30 p.m. Carbon's Academy. And those are events in New Hampshire and around New Hampshire. And let's switch gears now. We're going to start a new segment on Saturday evenings. As you know, on Sunday mornings, we talk about breakfast places in New Hampshire. So, on Saturday evenings, we're going to talk about good eating out places around New Hampshire. So, tonight's eating out place we're talking about is 9 Lions in Deerfield, New Hampshire. Let's take a look at the menu. And here's a look at 9 Lions website. For starters, here's a look at their starter menu. And paninis, sandwiches, and burgers. Soups and salads, and signature entrees. And I've been to 9 Lions in Deerfield, New Hampshire a ton of times, and I love this restaurant. Items not recommended for takeout. You can join them every Monday night at 7 p.m. for trivia night. Book your next catering event with them. contact information. And live music Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings. And they are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday 11 to 7 p.m. And located at 4 North Road, Deerfield, New Hampshire. 9 Lions in Deerfield, New Hampshire. And if you've never been there, I encourage all of you to try it out. You will love it there. Good food. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's talk about lots of entertainment choices for the week ahead. Let's take a look at that video from Good Morning America.
It is time for... There it is, Binge This. There's so much entertainment to keep us busy this weekend. Entertainment journalist Hannah Cranston is back. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me back.
She's going to tell us everything we need to know to binge this weekend. So first up, an eerie movie just hit the big screen. What should we binge to prepare?
Well, I know it seems like we are in some crazy times right now, but I have some truly dystopian stories for you that'll hopefully make you feel a little bit better. Probably not, but at the very least, you'll enjoy binging one of my favorite shows, The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. Now, it stars Elizabeth Moss, who you may remember from Mad Men, which may seem like a dystopian story, but it wasn't. And, of course, Jordan Peele's Get Out.
Yeah.
Now, all of this gets us ready for The Invisible Man, which just hit theaters last night.
Oh, I saw previews for that. It looked very eerie.
Yes, it is. It is horrifying, and it's about a woman who is being haunted by her abusive husband, who's supposedly dead, but whom she believes has figured out a technology to become invisible. Now, because the same people behind Get Out are behind this movie, you know that there's more than meets the eye, quite literally in this case. And the social commentary about domestic abuse and female empowerment is just truly riveting.
Yeah, that one is going to be good. Okay, so keeping with the girl power theme, Mother Monster just made a splash with a new single. Tell us what music to binge this weekend to get ready for that.
All right, as if you needed another reason to binge Lady Gaga, you're going to want to binge all 5 of her albums. I personally have Rah Rah Ah 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 stuck in
So does
constant loop.
Rob's been singing that all morning. I love it. Not kidding.
In my head, it sounds a little different than whatever that was.
It's bad romance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was my pick.
You guys are also going to want to binge the A Star Is Born soundtrack, but don't worry, I will spare you from my rendition of Shallow. What's your favorite Lady Gaga
You know,
song?
I either Telephone with Beyonce or Just Dance.
Yeah, Dan, I peg you as a Just Dance kind of guy.
Right?
She do Can't Get No Satisfaction. Was that her?
That
That was the Rolling Stones.
No.
That's my favorite.
Very, very, very close. But I have a new favorite for you. Fear not. It is her new single, which just came out yesterday. It's called Stupid Love. Now, it's the first single from her upcoming album, LG6, which we don't know a lot about, but if this single is any indication of what's to come, I am already obsessed, and I will be back here to serenade you all when it comes out.
Perfect. Looking forward to that. And a great book is coming out. What should we watch before we binge this book?
You're going to want to binge my favorite movie ever, 13 Going on 30. It actually came out when I was 13. Now I'm going on 30, wishing I could go back to being 13. And you're going to want to binge the age swap classic Big with, of course, Tom Hanks. And all of this gets us ready for the new novel, Una Out of Order. Now, Una takes her first age jump from 19 to 51, but throughout the novel, she hops backwards and forwards through time, pop culture fads, fashion, and love interests. Guys, I devoured this book in a few hours, and I know that you're going to love it, too.
All right, there you go. Hang out on the couch, a lot to read, listen to, and watch this weekend.
Exactly.
Hannah, thank you so much for being with us. Well, hey there, Jimmy.
Okay, and there you go. And let's talk about your evening TV listings this evening. If you're looking for something good to watch this evening, let's talk about it. On ABC at 8 o'clock p.m. is NBA The Jump. And then at 8:30 p.m., NBA basketball. Houston Rockets at the Boston Celtics in Boston. On NBC, you can watch The Voice at 8 p.m. and then Dateline at 9 p.m. On WHDH 7 News, at 8 p.m. you can watch Family Guide, and also at 8:30 p.m. you can watch Family Guide, and then at 9 p.m. you can watch 7 News at 9 p.m. And on CBS at 8 p.m. you can watch FBI Most Wanted, and then The Bull at 9 p.m. That is a look at some shows that are on TV this evening. If you do not want to go out and about in Adventure, New Hampshire, then you can stay home and watch some TV. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into your entertainment news. In entertainment news this evening, Lizzo facing new countersuit over her hit song. Let's take a listen to that video from Good Morning America.
Grammy-winning artist Lizzo took the music world by storm, racking up hit after hit, but now she's embroiled in a legal battle over who deserves credit for the song that shot her to stardom. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is in our LA bureau this morning with much more. Marcy, good morning.
Hey, Dan, good morning. Yeah, there's been some back and forth over this. Now, it started when a few songwriters posted on Instagram claiming they played a role in creating the song Truth Hurts. Lizzo then filed suit, and now those songwriters are taking their claims to federal court. This morning, questions about the truth over the creation of this hit Grammy-winning song by Lizzo. After Lizzo filed her own lawsuit last year, songwriters Justin and Jeremiah Raisin, along with Eves Rothman, now responding, launching a countersuit claiming some of the musical elements of Truth Hurts, as well as these lyrics. I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% dead. Were copied from an unreleased song called Healthy, the songwriters created with Lizzo just months earlier. The trio claiming the pop star acted in bad faith in an attempt to deny the songwriters producer credits and royalties. Their attorney writing, "We look forward to sharing the sound recordings, videos, photographs, and musicology that 100% prove that collaboration." Lizzo denying the songwriters' claims, separately admitting that the DNA line in question originated in a tweet from British singer Mina Lioness. Lizzo tweeting, "The creator of the tweet is the person I'm sharing my success with, not these men, period."
If it goes before a jury, you're not dealing with musical experts, you're not dealing with songwriters, you're not dealing with musicologists, you're dealing with normal people, and they're just going to let their ears make the decision. 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse.
Last year, Katy Perry was found guilty of plagiarizing a 16-second musical riff from this 2009 song. She's since appealed the judge's ruling. And Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams were ordered to pay nearly $5 million to the family of Marvin Gaye after Gaye's estate accused the duo of plagiarizing music for the hit song Blurred Lines. And back to Truth Hurts, Lizzo says there was no one in the room when she wrote it except her producer, and her tears, saying the men who filed this countersuit have no right to the 20% ownership of the song they're now seeking. Guys.
All right, we will have to watch this one play out in court.
Great song either way.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. I hope you all enjoyed watching this Saturday evening edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone, and goodbye.